Oh boy, here we go, you guys. This is absolutely wild. At what point do you say enough is enough and let people move on now that the point has been made? I genuinely cannot believe that 2 years later, some people are still stuck on the Drake and Kendrick beef. And even worse, some people are still holding active grudges against individuals who had nothing to do with a rap battle in the first place. You would think that after Drake dropped his Iceman album and took shots at all of his ops, it would finally be time to turn the page, start a fresh chapter, and free himself from the weight of needing revenge on everyone who crossed him. But apparently, that is not where we are. Now, we all know who Drake's musical ops are at this point, but watching Drake and his crew extend their beef to professional basketball players, that is genuinely hilarious to me. We are talking about LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and DeMar DeRozan, guys who attended Kendrick's pop-out show. These are professional athletes who were cool with both Drake and Kendrick simultaneously. Above everything else, these were just music lovers who showed up to enjoy a concert. They were not picking sides in a rap war. They were not making statements. They went to a show. But ever since that night, Drake has dropped multiple diss records aimed at LeBron James and recently took shots at DeMar DeRozan on Iceman as well, specifically on a track called National Treasure. The bars essentially questioned why anyone thought DeRozan could help bring a championship, referenced him being sent away from Toronto, and brought up how things ultimately worked out through Kawhi Leonard. Now fast forward to this summer, DeMar DeRozan is once again a free agent as he approaches the final stretch of what has been a long and celebrated NBA career. The man reportedly wants to go back to where it all started, the Toronto Raptors. According to NBA sources, there have been genuine rumors floating around that DeMar does want to return to Toronto to finish his career where he began it. His close friend, Kyle Lowry, who recently retired, is expected to sign a ceremonial one-day contract with the Raptors as well. So you get the feeling that this homecoming is something DeMar has been thinking about for a while, and that Toronto is where he wants to close out his story. However, Drake and his crew apparently have other plans. They do not want DeMar DeRozan anywhere near a Raptors uniform. Drake is known as the ambassador of the Toronto Raptors. He has his own special courtside seats. The team has even had him doing live commentary during games at various points. So his connection to that franchise runs deep. And after seeing reports that DeMar was interested in returning, Drake's guys made their feelings known publicly. Chubbs put up a thumbs down, and his associate P asked why no Los Angeles teams wanted him, which is a pretty clear signal that Drake feels exactly the same way about the situation. Now here is where I have to stop and address Chubbs and P directly. With all due respect, you guys have absolutely zero input on what the Toronto Raptors front office decides to do. None. If the Raptors want to sign DeMar DeRozan, they are going to sign DeMar DeRozan. That decision gets made in a front office boardroom, not in a group chat with OVO affiliates. How on earth did we even get to a place that this needs to be explained? DeMar DeRozan is a professional basketball player. He is not a rapper, he is not a producer, he is not a music industry figure. The man plays basketball for a living and goes home to his family. He is not involved in any rap beef. He attended a concert. That was it. And here's the part that really gets me. Even the specific call-out doesn't completely make sense when you look at it closely. Kawhi Leonard was also at that Kendrick pop-out show. Kawhi was right there in that building with Kendrick, but Drake has no issues with Kawhi. There are no diss bars aimed at him, no thumbs down from the crew about any team potentially signing him. Why? Because Drake and Kawhi apparently have a different kind of relationship. So the selective outrage aimed specifically at DeRozan while giving Kawhi a complete pass tells you that this is personal rather than principled. At some point, these guys have to understand that they need to be their own people. The fact that they're out here publicly opposing the return of an NBA veteran to his original team simply because they wear an OVO chain is a level of loyalty that borders on absurd. And here's the thing. If Drake decides tomorrow that the beef with DeMar DeRozan is over and they're cool again, every single one of these guys has to immediately drop their beef as well. We've seen Drake do exactly that before. Future was arguably the main catalyst of an entire era of personal drama for Drake, and at some point, Drake just moved past it and they became cordial again. Drake could wake up tomorrow and decide DeMar DeRozan is good people and that everything is squashed. So all of this public posturing from the crew could evaporate overnight based on one conversation that has nothing to do with any of them. From what I've been seeing, Toronto Raptors fans genuinely want DeMar back. The fan base wants this homecoming to happen, and I hate to break it to Drake and OVO, but they do not get a vote in roster construction. This is a professional sports franchise trying to build a competitive team. They're not sitting in a front office meeting going through free agent options and pausing to ask whether any of Drake's people have a problem with a potential signing. That conversation doesn't happen. Nobody in that building is saying they can't bring DeMar back because he has beef with the city's most famous celebrity fan. Just imagine that front office meeting for a second. The Raptors have a hole to fill at shooting guard and small forward. They're going through their options, and somebody in the room suggests DeMar DeRozan, and someone else says they can't do it because he has beef with Drake. Are you serious? That's not how professional sports organizations operate, and it never will be. DeMar DeRozan is not thinking about a single person in OVO right now. He is not worried about any of them. The man just wants to play basketball in the city where his professional story began and where he built his entire reputation over nearly a decade of his career. He built a real and lasting connection with Toronto fans that goes far beyond music industry politics and celebrity relationships. And while we're at it, let's be very clear about something else. The NBA protects its players. The league takes the safety and security of its players seriously at every level. So nobody in OVO or connected to OVO should be entertaining any ideas about approaching DeMar DeRozan anywhere in public. That path leads directly to a RICO case for the entire crew, including Drake himself. That is not a road anyone should be walking down over a rap beef that a basketball player was never even a real participant in. DeMar DeRozan, as an NBA player, as a veteran, and as a beloved figure in the city of Toronto, means something that goes far beyond his proximity to any celebrity or his attendance at any concert. His legacy in that city is built on years of basketball, years of showing up, and years of representing Toronto at the highest level of the sport. No amount of OVO influence changes what that man meant and still means to the people of Toronto. The Raptors front office knows that. The fans know that. And at some point, hopefully everyone else will accept it too.
Finished my career as a Toronto Raptor. I would say the same thing for him.
Yeah.
He got drafted there.
Yeah. Like, I would never have an emotional connection like I had with no other place than Toronto.
During the break, this was the scene. A 2-minute video tribute to former Raptor first-round pick DeMar DeRozan.
If none of you can average 20 points, bring an elite jump shot, and actually impact winning on a nightly basis, then I am sorry. DeMar DeRozan will be a Toronto Raptor if the front office decides that is what they want. Simple as that. Nobody in OVO has anything to say about it that matters in that building. Get in the comments below and let me know what you think. Are Drake's guys doing way too much at this point by publicly opposing DeRozan coming back to play for the Raptors? Drop your thoughts down there. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys later.